video from a year ago about Demon Mama exposing Riley Grace Rochon. Do you even know who Riley Grace Rochon is? Do you know who Riley Grace Rochon is? You don't know? Well then, I guess Mama will tell you. Mother! Demon Mother! Mama, Demon Mama? Okay, we do a reaction to another Demon Mama drama. Mother! And then I will debate Demon Mama on it, okay? Yeah, this is a build up to our debate. Mama! Come on! Let's go, Demon Mama! My take on RGR is that while at the very beginning I was... Well, okay, let's start from the beginning. Butterwagon, you know who RGR is, right? I should tell my story with the RGR thing, but first, okay. So I used to be in her community quite more actively. I used to be with all the old guard that made up her community in the olden days. I still consider those people good friends. Some of them are good friends, you know. I will not name them by name, but I like some of the old moderators of RGR really much. I was a moderator for RGR for a short while, you know, and I was working on an animated opening for her. And then my many things happened in my life, so I was quite slow with making the opening. First, my beloved kitty died. Then my father died from COVID. And then the whole drama with Demon Mama happened. And while at first, at the very beginning, I was more sympathetic towards RGR, like I thought it was a big mess, you know. And then RGR just basically nuked her whole community, and I was very sad and disappointed by that, so I became much less active in the RGR server, you know. Most mods left. You know, my Giggle card was actually created by a couple of the people that were from the old moderator team from RGR. They asked me if I wanted a Discord of my own, and they were really involved and they really helped me setting the Discord up, you know. And so I was really sad and disappointed by the whole thing. And then things escalated into really, that was quite a lot later, when things escalated into real crazy territories, when RGR started making her infamous feet in public take, which were just indefensible, started accusing Doe of being and for endorsing child abuse and things like that, ignoring those pronouns as well, which is really weird for a trans person to do, to ignore a person's preferred pronouns, you know. So this is like leading up to the... I cannot really speak much of the whole in real life fiasco that happened now, but... And also I've learned a bit more about Demon Mama in the meantime, you know, that she's a really nice, you know. This is my take. What do you think of my take? Does it make sense, my take? Or no? Is it BS, incoherent BS? I basically just gave the broad strokes because Demon Mama will probably go into much more detail in the video. And if I did, it would be just repeating, you know? I would say the thing, and then Demon Mama would just repeat the same thing again. Okay, so I'm gonna press play. And then we're gonna go. Mama! Hello.
My name is Demon Mama. I'm a political edutainer and streamer.
Is your name Demon Mama? Is her name really Mama? Is Demon the name and the Mama surname?
We're on YouTube with a wonderful, warm community of people devoted to helping one another grow
Okay.
and thrive.
True.
I'm a non-binary trans woman who uses she, her pronouns. Recently, as the result of a conflict with another content creator and streamer by the name of Riley Grace Rochong. The first claim is that I am an immoral person for irresponsibly pushing a bad argument for gender self-identification.
Okay.
The second claim
Actually,
is that I am
I think that the self-identification argument is sound, to be honest. I'm gonna give this, like, before anything even is said, I'm gonna say that to me personally, the self-identification argument is sound.
irresponsible in general with my platform as a public trans person and should be deplatformed. The third claim is that I am a bad faith
I'm a
blockheader
trans
who abuses other
person.
people and deliberately uses manipulative tactics to harm others.
True.
I disagree strongly.
Okay.
Part 1. History and context. The
Alright,
debate
see?
with Riley Grace Rochong.
Okay.
Riley and I have been friendly colleagues for some time, and our robust Discord communities have been partnered for about 2 months
I remember
until
that.
Riley broke off this partnership without communication on Monday, February 15th,
I remember.
following a debate that broke out on our channels. Originally, Riley had come by for a joke meme conversation about furries and about Godzilla vs. King Kong. As you can tell, this was a lighthearted.
This is really, yeah, like this. Wow, like I'm still really baffled and sad that a funny conversation, Godzilla versus King Kong, has escalated into this. You know, like this is really disheartening to me that a Godzilla versus King Kong conversation escalated into something that was actually that continues to this day, basically, since Demon Mama did segment about RGR on her newest stream. Like, I was there for it all, you know. This is really disheartening. Wait, where's my mouse? Oh, now Rumba, you were here for it as well. Okay, I see.
Fun conversation with no real stakes,
Yeah.
which was not included in Riley's uploaded video. At some point, we mutually grew bored of this conversation and began discussing other things,
Right.
including various chit-chat about online streaming, being trans, etc.
Right.
A minor disagreement with another creator was brought up casually, and from this, a secondary topic arose.
But also doesn't include people who we don't want to include, right? We probably don't want to say that, like, and this is this is also my take, and
Okay.
this is probably my my spiciest trans take, but I think
boy.
I'm pretty pilled on this or whatever.
All right, sure.
I don't think
Okay.
that we can just say anyone who identifies as trans is trans.
I'm gonna say this. I don't actually agree with this. Like, I don't agree with this. Like, I'm gonna, you know, if you identify as trans, then you're trans. Like, I don't know what to say. Like, and disagreeing with this seems strange to me, personally, you know? Because this just creates exclusion for exclusion's sake, don't you think?
From here on out, the conversation was incredibly personal and intense.
Right,
And
it
I was
did.
doing my absolute best to de-escalate and communicate my desire to no longer participate in the conversation. While I recognize that I could have forcefully ended the call after my requests to halt the topic were ignored, I considered Riley trustworthy and a friend, and I did not feel comfortable
Right.
kicking her from my Discord in order to end a conversation on my show.
Right.
My show is my job. Ending a conversation abruptly could also mean ending the show, and it would
Right.
leave many viewers unsatisfied, frustrated, and with misunderstandings in their minds.
True.
I
That's
have
true.
never before had a caller, colleague, or a friend push me to continue discussing a topic after repeated requests to move from it.
Right.
Predictably, the conversation became increasingly intense.
Right.
Riley was raising her voice, talking over me, and repeatedly used terms like, I need you to answer this question. I'm going to need you to just answer this one question. Just answer this one question. For multiple different questions. This gave me the direct impression that I would be severely judged or impugned if I did not answer. At one point, the shouting got so intense that I threatened to mute, not kick, Riley, and I temporarily carried through with that in order to express my discomfort with the discussion once again.
Okay, fair enough.
As the conversation went on, there were mutual misunderstandings and miscommunications, which are the natural result of complicated discussions on highly personal topics.
Yeah.
And for minor disagreements or slights, I do not impugn Riley or anyone for that matter. I myself became defensive at times and certainly had some misunderstandings of my own. However, this conversation did not stop at minor misunderstandings or miscommunications.
True, it did not.
At multiple points in the conversation, Riley implied heavily that I was being irresponsible with my platform as a public trans person.
True.
No, I am getting frustrated because you're a public figure, and if you make a bad argument and other people adopt your bad argument, then you're going to
So
lead
you
them in the
are
bad
making
way.
that. This is why I said. So I was correct.
I don't know why making a self-ID argument would be making a quote-unquote bad argument. I don't understand this line of logic. The question of what is and isn't trans person always seems to be a way of considering the questionnaires actual point, which is often trans people don't deserve rights. Like, why do you need an answer so bad? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you hit the Battle Wagon 69, just hit it on the head. Yeah, if you claim to be trans and you are serious about it, then you should be treated as such. Like, it makes perfect sense to me. Like, it makes perfect sense to me. If someone claims to be trans, then they are trans. Why would they, like, even if some people would just lie about it, then that's their issue, you know? That is their issue. What's more to say about it? This is a very weird argument to me.
Why?
Don't
Wait,
look down
no,
to me
stop
like
this.
I'm harming people when you
Riley,
are literally harming
stop
people.
this.
Like, this is so strange to me. This whole argument was so strange to me, to be honest. What is the logical inconsistency? Like, this is so bizarre to me. Alright.
At this point, I said that I felt like this conversation had become an attempt to justify the existence of trans people via logic, but that trans people should not have to justify themselves in the marketplace of ideas.
Yeah, exactly.
This statement was meant to be an olive branch, but appears to have been misinterpreted very negatively.
Like, trans people should not have to, like, explain their existence. Exactly. Yeah.
Riley, following this, swore at me and left.
I mean, it's trans issues. Everyone is emotional about this, you know? It's a very emotional topic. So it's fair to be emotional about it.
Call. Concurrently, Riley continued streaming, where she became embroiled in a debate with members of her own community.
I've been for this part as well. RGR basically had a breakdown. I'm not sure how else you could describe it. Sort of like a mental breakdown. I don't know what else to call it, you know? She started arguing with the chat. She started, like, it was very distressing, you know?
Her admin team and her moderators.
Yeah.
During this conflict, she banned me from her Discord, which I have been a member of for over half a year, blocked me on social media, and deleted the Discord partnership, which my Discord team and her Discord team have both worked on extensively.
How do you do a Discord partnership, by the way?
From the moment the debate ended, there was a loose consensus in the leadership of both of our communities.
Is that what does a Discord partnership mean? Maybe I'm just misunderstanding. Is it like a thing that you can do between Discords, or was it just mod teams talking to one another?
Productive, and should not become the topic of further stream or YouTube content. I agreed with my team's assessment, especially because so many deeply personal issues had come up during the debate, and we took action to unlist and unlink the video of the debate immediately.
True.
The video of the debate
That
has
did
remained
happen.
unlisted and unlinked until now, at which point it has become necessary for the record to be set straight. There is a link to the full debate down below, including the content that was removed by Riley. Riley, prompted similarly by her team, including her editor, was unwilling to commit to unlisting the video, and the conflict with her team continued. At the time, unbeknownst to me, into the next day, Tuesday.
I'm gonna just say everybody asked Riley to take the video off. Everybody, I think 99% of mods asked her to take the video off. I still remember it. But yeah, everybody asked RGR to take the video off. I still remember. So yeah, that was a big mess. I remember all that. I was there for all of that. I remember people basically begging her to take the video off of her YouTube. And I remember how it all went down. How it all was very disappointing and sad. People were really hurt by this whole thing, you know? You should remember that some people put a lot of their lives and effort into building the whole community. Like, this was not... Like, this might seem like a funny thing, but a lot of people put a lot of hours, a lot of dedication, and a lot of heart into making the community really fun, welcoming, and nice, you know? Her community, I would like to also remind you, her community was considered to be one of the most well-working, friendly, and drama-free of all communities. You know? Like, nobody remembers this anymore, but the effort of all the moderators, the effort of everybody involved, made the community one of the best ones. And people from the outside really, really took notice of this. And whenever RGR talked to people, they always mentioned that her community is really nice, really friendly, really, you know, they're not aggressive, etc. That was because of how the moderators and people involved did a really amazing job behind the scenes, and this must be really, you know, noted. I don't think it's stated, like, from the beginning of that whole thing. It's been a long time now, but I don't think this has been stated enough, you know?
Part 2. The death of a community.
Yeah, exactly, death of a community.
Since the day of the debate, nearly every
because
member...
basically most of the mods left from the old nice community, and the community was flooded by DGG. Like, this is basically what happened, and I was for it as well. Like, I was there when it happened.
Of Riley Grace Rochong's admin and moderation teams has resigned publicly.
Yep.
As of the writing of this script, I have been informed that only 6 members of that team remain. I now know that over the course of Tuesday the 16th, the admin and moderation teams, which includes multiple of Riley's personal friends, attempted to dissuade her from posting the video to YouTube as a mainline video.
True. I
These
remember.
requests were not respected, and despite protest from her own editor, Riley decided to proceed with posting her own edited version.
And there are many, many, many things to talk about in here as well. How certain people that were supposed to be paid were not paid. How certain people were treated pretty badly, to be honest. You know? That's a very unfair situation. Very sad situation. You know? Yeah, it was very rough. Very rough indeed. Dohoramba, you know. And I am sort of trying to build like a nice community. Like, I know, like, I would have loved to have some of the people that helped RGR in those old days, but I know that a lot of them got burned really badly by that situation, you know. Like, there are people from that community that I would love to speak to on stream, that I would love to do things on stream with, you know. There's one person in particular that I keep pestering about doing things together with, you know. The person that created my Discord, I keep sort of pestering them for us to do stuff together. You know, maybe she will agree one day to do a collab with me, okay? Maybe one day. It might happen someday. You know? I'd be very happy if that happened. See what the rest of the video.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, super stressed. Oh, who needs to be stressed? I just got home from my externship in Annapolis while multiple friends of mine left the server. And also, I had class while I was learning that Destiny was looking at a debate that I had yesterday that's been destroying my community. Yeah, no, it's been great.
Like, she should have just not posted the video. Like, I'm gonna be honest. This could have ended very, very differently. This could have... Well, it just... Yeah, that's all there is to it. It could have ended very, very differently. You know? But... Well... Let's just say that... A lot of us expected RGR to be a bit
Riley's
different.
personal edit of the video contained a portion of an out-of-context casual conversation about my disagreements with a prominent member of another large streamer's community. Riley has since admitted on her own stream to including this section intentionally, as she now agrees with this member's assessment that I am too crazy to interact with.
Yeah,
The following clip,
that's
Riley-
really weird, because there was this person who said that Demon Mama is too crazy to interact with, and when the drama started, it's really weird, you know?
Riley is disagreeing live on air with her own editor, who confronts her about this.
Yeah.
You're not gonna even fucking listen to us.
No, I
You're
am listening to you. I'm
defending a
willing to
castle
listen
and
to
letting-
people.
I know these people, you know? They've helped me in a lot of things. Like, this is also unfortunate. This is also sad, like, really.
Your
if there's a
community
point, but
fucking die. It feels like it's burning to the ground, and I hate it.
No, I'm not going... Like, I'm going to listen to you. Like, what do you think I'm doing right now? I'm literally listening to you. We are talking right now. I'm listening to you. Okay?
If you had listened to us at the right time, you wouldn't have that video up. You wouldn't
Exactly.
have fucking Destiny here, dropping the R word, dropping the T slur.
Okay, listen. You're
taunting
able to...
people.
Following the launch of the video, Riley was invited
Yeah,
by the
stream.
stream
This all could have happened. Oh, hi. Damn.
streamer Destiny to appear on
Damn.
his show to discuss her debate with me. The tone and rationality in Destiny's previous engagements with me speak for themselves.
Wait. We're gonna skip those parts because you cannot show, because there's like this really harsh Twitch thing about not showing band creators, right? So we're skipping that.
As you can see,
Yeah, we're skipping that.
Destiny has been very explicit about his desire to no longer see
Like, I know, that it would be best to show that fragment, but I cannot risk it. I'm sorry, you know. Twitch has some pretty harsh rules about not displaying creators, right?
me with a platform. It naturally follows that his fanbase has repeated these claims extensively and fabricated their own dishonest claims to match. Numerous prominent members of his community have called explicitly for my deplatforming.
Okay.
Here are some examples.
Let me see. Okay. These are like written.
Here are some examples.
The Demon Mama Manifesto. This is pretty ironic considering that Steven has actually done like a whole manifesto. Like, right? Their problems just like the anti-SGW's caricatures. For the sake of women and feminism, I do not think anybody should platform Demon Mama on any topic related. They do such a bad job arguing their positions that they actively hurt the cause of feminists by attaching themselves to that label. Duck Demon Mama. She's a bad feminist and hurts the cause. I don't think so. Gami. Deny milkshakes, rally, Russian Mama is literally one of the worst fake people online, and the only reason she has a following is from being a Vosh orbiter. She's a to the left and should be the platform. I hope she is. What? So true, Queen. Who is Liz?
Needless to say, many members of Riley's community were not comfortable with involving Destiny in a situation that they had already protested to.
True.
When the potentiality of a Destiny appearance was made public, the admin and moderation teams largely threatened to resign.
True, I remember.
They correctly feared an unmanageable influx of external, potentially abusive users to the server and unfriendly eyes on the situation.
And keep in mind, this server, the Discord server of RGR was considered, once again, I remain one of the better organized, one of the friendliest, one of the nicest communities. It was not some exaggeration. That was the case, you know. It was really well managed, really well organized, really friendly, really nice.
Did not respect their concerns, and many resigned on the spot, including founding members of the server. Since then, a number of slanderous claims have been made against those admins. Seemingly, in the name of further disparaging me, both Riley and Destiny were willing to put the most loyal and highly invested members of the RGR community in the crosshairs of online anger and hate. In the name of correcting the record, I will now read and display a few of these public resignations, which have been provided to me by the admins themselves.
Okay, we will see.
In my mind, and this is just me speaking what I'm feeling since this seems to be the venue,
I also remember I've been here when this happened as well.
Care about the conversation with Demon Mama. I don't care whether you, Riley, were right or wrong in your argument.
True.
And whether you were or not is irrelevant. What I care about is your effect on the community. After you got off stream with Demon Mama, you took out your justified frustrations at a conversation that turned sideways on your own community. Then, when given constructive criticism on that particular stream, you ignored everyone and did something that will cause even more harm within this community. You often say that you don't want a sycophantic relationship, that you are open to criticism, that you welcome it. All of your actions in the past 24 hours has shown the opposite. I personally do not feel comfortable modding for this community if the past 48 hours is an indication of the future of this Discord. I do care for you, Riley. I hope that you can understand I wouldn't be typing out this message or wouldn't have put in the time and effort.
I used to not speak at all. It's like 2 years ago? It's like 2 years ago, right? I think it was like 2 years ago now when the whole thing happened. I think so. Yeah, about 2 years ago, I believe. Was it? I think so. I think. Yeah. I'm trying to think. It was a year or 2 years ago. And when this happened, I have not been speaking yet. I feel that my voice is far too not ready for me to speak.
That I have in this community if I didn't. This community is important. I think the original mission statement of solidarity and learning is an admirable one, and I hope that continues. Unfortunately, I have a performance career and an activist life to think of, and in the area that I live in, being even tangentially related to somebody like Destiny would harm my
Right.
future opportunities.
Right,
I
right.
want you to understand that the actions you take have an effect on us and our lives outside of just this Discord. I'm relinquishing my modhood and will be leaving the community. I
Right.
hope all the friends I've made here understand and know that I cherish them. I want everyone to know that as mods of the RGR community, our primary concerns were for the community that had been cultivated through the collective love, care, and labor of the people that made up the Discord.
Yeah.
I, personally, as a mod, left because of two reasons. One being that I have a reputation outside of that community, being tangentially connected to controversial personalities would show poorly on me and my decision making. And two, I knew that if Destiny and his community got involved, it would make the inclusive, loving, and accepting community largely inaccessible to those who
Yeah.
needed this community. This was not a group of mods going rogue or a community turning on their content creator because of a half-baked take. It was a community-staged walkout. We, as people who were regarded and treated as Riley's friends, tried to draw boundaries, which is a completely healthy thing to do,
Right.
and at every step, Riley crossed each boundary we tried to place. I personally take no joy in this. It has had effects on me emotionally, physically, and medically. None of us wanted this to happen. We have had our community hollowed out from the wonderful place it was and replaced with a DGG proxy server, and that is incredibly sad. That's what all this is. Sad. End of statement.
I remember this.
Riley, please take down the video. Reconsider what you are doing. Riley, you have spoken extensively in the past about wanting to keep healthy relationships with those around you and not burning bridges, even when there are disagreements.
Hello, Smoky Dora. Hello. We are watching like a video about a really sad drama. You know, there's a really sad drama that happened on a server between Demon Mama and Riley Grace Rochon. It's sad because I personally was actually a part of this whole thing, in a way. I was there when it all happened, and it was really sad. And there was a bit of a continuation to speaking about all of this recently on a Demon Mama stream.
What you are doing right now is not only ruining your friendship with Demon Mama, it's ostracizing her community and your own. I am scared. Please listen to us. I hate to draw comparisons like this, but you have been more charitable to people such as Destiny and Calvin Gara, actors who have done demonstrable harm to people in our community. I want to make clear what my contention is here. It's not that Riley disagreed with Demon Mama on the concept of gender identity, nor that she felt the need to defend her position. My problem has been with the way this whole situation has been handled since then. Riley has been hurting, I know that. She is seeking a way to express that pain and resolve her frustrations. The problem is that others are hurting too. She banned people, including a content creator, someone mere hours before she had been having a meme debate with, in a moment of anger and frustration and exhaustion. In the face of everyone saying this is a bad idea and not to do it, Riley has gone ahead and posted a video that will do nothing but cause more harm for all involved.
That's right.
I have more to say on this, but being on mobile is making me type slow and it is difficult to see what I am saying. I hate that I have to be the one to say this. I hate that I waited until after the video was posted to speak up. You need to do the right thing here, Riley. I hate to act like a parent here, but you need to take down this video. Too much damage is being done here. You need to talk to Demon Mama, privately, ideally, and apologize for the way things went. You don't need to say you were wrong for having ideological differences, but you do need to show that you are the person you claim to be, the one who wants to build bridges, not burn them. I know you might not notice, but the community is hurting. No one here is comfortable right now. Riley, you are burning this server to the ground in some self-centered notion to protect yourself from an enemy that is insignificant. The harm you are doing substantially outweighs any defense that you have made. Congratulations. You are losing your friends, mods, and admins over this. You are losing the core of your community.
True, that happened.
Streams that followed Riley's appearance on Destiny's show represent, without a doubt, the most spiteful, dishonest, and cruel treatment I have ever received publicly in my life.
True.
Throughout the course of Wednesday, the 17th of February, both Riley and Destiny streamed about me for most of the day. Both of them pushed blatant misrepresentations of my positions, my arguments, and my personality.
Like, unless I would stream this segment somewhere else, I would maybe, but I'm still not really on, like, still waiting for the, you know, let me see. Because I wrote an email recently.
Addition to openly and publicly speculating on my mental state, the validity of my transition, and the worth of my work to thousands of viewers, all while Riley's community was collapsing. Riley repeatedly insulted her own community during the stream and looked past Destiny, mocking not only her former community, but also trans rights activists in general, framing me as a representative of the most insane type of activist, leaning on stereotypes popularized by the anti-SJW movement and Gamergate. Content warning ahead.
Busy.
Yeah, skipping that.
Would go on to appear on one another's shows repeatedly to accuse me of various unsubstantiated allegations, from being bad faith to being
a food on stream? Well, Riley Grace Rochon would not. Were there any food fetishists in your stream? Because if you, you know, not good, not good. RGR would not approve of your showing feet on the stream. No, 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 that's not good. That's not good. Not good, Giggler, not good. Showing feet. Tisk, 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 Giggler. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Not good.
Being a harmful abuser who is bad for the trans community. No evidence is ever provided for these claims outside of their personal opinions. Riley also alleged that I was an immoral and irresponsible public trans person during this stream.
Video was to make sure that if anyone wants to know why I banned Demon Mama from my community, why I have a negative opinion of her, why I think she is a morally bad person and does morally bad things, that I can be able to point to that and say, that's why. And you can draw your own opinions. You can agree with me, you can not agree with me, but you can go there and make your own determination.
Again, both streamers streamed about me for hours, and it should be noted that while Destiny asked Riley's permission to go over the video Riley posted, he never even tried to get mine. And until the video you are watching now, I have not publicly addressed the situation outside of one statement on a canceled stream, the purpose of which was simply to communicate to my audience why I was canceling the stream. Riley has, without any provocation, struck out against me, my community, and her own community almost non-stop since the debate on Monday. The level of aggression, cruelty, and complete lack of basic human respect is frankly stunning. Part 3. Setting the record straight, claims and refutations. Now that I have made clear the context, history, and events of the previous week, I will take some time to address the spurious, hyperbolic, and outright dishonest claims made about me.
All right.
The first of these is the claim that I am an immoral and irresponsible person for pushing
I can already tell, especially since it's been a while since then. I've seen a lot of Demon Mama content since then. I've talked with Demon Mama since then, so you know. I definitely can say that this is incorrect.
A so-called bad argument for the validity of gender self-identification. Gender, identity, and consciousness are some of the most complex, nebulous, and difficult to understand concepts any human will ever grapple with. And they have been hotly disputed topics by philosophers and scientists even to this day. Even if you believe I did not perfectly communicate my ideas on gender, no communicator is perfect, and I agree, I did not perfectly communicate everything. I do not believe it is reasonable to conclude my messaging is irresponsible or immoral.
True.
Nonetheless,
I don't think
the
so.
claimed imperfection of my argument has been used since Monday as the pivotal point in justifying a campaign of hatred and disinformation about me. tens of thousands of viewers across both Riley and Destiny's platforms have been told that I am bad for the trans community, that I am harmful, and that I am immoral.
True.
In another video, I will summarize and clarify my views on the nature of gender. But the conclusion of my argument is that it is most ethical to accept and allow gender to be a matter of self-identification.
Same, I
person who
believe so
claims
as
they are a
well.
woman can, in good faith, be accepted as a woman. A person who claims they are non-binary.
The answer is inside you and you can find it there, but only when it comes to you alone. So basically you agree with Demon Mama, Smokey, Dora, because Demon Mama's main argument is if you say you're a woman, then you are a woman. Simple as that. You don't need to prove to anyone that you are a woman.
Can, in good faith, be accepted as non-binary. Other models of gender, in my opinion, lead to senseless exclusions and significant complication of social interactions in a way that can hurt trans and cis people alike. Allowing people to identify as the gender of their choice is, in my opinion, the most sensible and ethical conclusion.
And I actually agree with this, I agree with this conclusion, and I agree that, just allow people to identify as who they say that they are. Yeah.
For expressing this opinion, I was accused of being irresponsible with my messaging as a public trans person. I do not believe that this has been meaningfully substantiated, and the implication, in my opinion, is both offensive and potentially harmful. If the simple act of arguing imperfectly for a functional definition of gender is enough to be impugned for irresponsible messaging, I would argue that Riley herself does not meet her own standards for communication.
True.
The evidence of this is that her own community, as well as third parties covering this, have struggled for days to understand her argument, proving it is no more concise or clear than the one she decries me for.
True. I remember.
Here are some examples of Riley going back on her own arguments despite claiming no reasonable person could disagree with her.
I just wanted to say it instead of saying it in text because I think you're misinterpreting me. There was a point in time where you were talking about it on stream to people where you were saying, well, if you disagree with my argument, then you're not one of the reasonable people, and you banned people because of it.
Oh yeah, no,
and
I don't.
So
Yeah, no,
you're the one defining reasonable in that situation.
Yeah, I think in that situation it's pretty clear. I genuinely think that if I do everything I can to be able to explain something, and if I'm able to go back, yes, in that instance, I am making a judgment call myself for what reasonable is. Yes.
Right.
No,
Whereas in the legal documentation, the reason why it works is because it's judged by 12 of your peers.
Yeah.
Or 6.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, Smokey Dora. No, it is not smooth. You are correct. If you identify as a gender, then it should be respected. You are correct. Your brain is not smooth. You are correct. I just think you are correct,
Well, I mean, generally, sure, that's how it works out practically, but in concept, it's supposed to be just if we were to construct a hypothetical person and then sample the entirety of a population for what that the average beliefs in that population, then the hypothetical person would represent those average beliefs.
So would you define Liz as a reasonable person?
Probably, yeah.
So Liz misunderstood your arguments in Demon Mama's debate.
Okay, I don't know why. I think that in that respect, she was probably I would say in that respect, she was acting unreasonably. I'm not saying that she's a completely unreasonable person, but I genuinely do not know how I could have been clearer. Yeah. No, I mean and that's kind of that maps onto my understanding, because essentially what you described, and I don't know, maybe I should just get away from this terminology. If it doesn't help me actually explain things about people to people, if it doesn't help me explain things to people better, then I won't use it. But I mean that essentially maps onto my understanding of objectivity, right? Now, if that's not useful for these conversations, then I won't use it. But that's kind of the way that I've explained these ideas that broadly.
The second claim circulating at the moment is a broader claim about the irresponsible use of my platform as a trans person, with the conclusion that I should be deplatformed. I believe that this is even less substantiated than the first claim. Not only do I invest an incredible amount of time and thought to the content that I create, but I also do my best to remain accountable to my community, my peers, and my colleagues. While I may not always agree with every single criticism levied in my direction, there are countless examples of my willingness to engage in self-critique, public critique from peers, and critique from my viewers at large on my channel. However, none of this has been given any weight whatsoever or even recognized as existing by Riley or Destiny this week. Instead, it has been ignored in the name of framing me as an irrational, unaccountable, and irresponsible person. For anyone familiar with my work in the least,
sorry. Riley Grace Rochon. This drama is a bit old now, but this is a bit of a complicated thing, you know? But yeah, I think that she does do all those things, you know? I am in contact with Demon Mama, and Demon Mama is like a nice person, a really kind person, you know? So I can definitely confirm that part. The whole thing between Riley, Grace Rochon, and Demon Mama is, well, you know, I will upload this as a video and you will be able to watch it and you will see the whole context.
Claims of my irresponsibility are obviously false, given how much time and effort I put into sourcing and informing my opinions.
That's true.
However,
from what
the masses of Destiny's audience who were primed by both Destiny...
Oh yeah, what I said when I was muted was that, yeah, of course Destiny would do that because Destiny is a genuinely dishonest actor in all of this. Like this I can say pretty confidently, you know? Destiny is basically like this very big, very toxic content creator in the space. Explaining Destiny in a short time would be very, very hard. But the main argument that has happened here was between a trans creator called Riley Grace Rochon and a trans creator called Demon Mama. Okay? And the main argument between them was Demon Mama was arguing that to be a trans person, all you have to do is identify as one, okay? And the other person, Riley Grace Rochon, argued that just identifying as a trans person is not enough, and there should be some objective truth about being trans that you should be able to basically demonstrate to others, okay? And that you should be, and that this is the best way to defend trans right, to find this objective measure by which you can basically measure being trans, and that you can demonstrate this to all the bigots and say, see, this is the objective measure by which we go, and that means that I am trans, etc. This is basically the main argument between these two creators that has happened way back 2 years ago or something. Yeah, that's right. You are correct. You are very correct, Smokey Dora. Not enough? What the definition seems to be a different gender than you want assigned at birth. Yeah, that's the whole point, right? Who is anyone to challenge someone's identity? That's the whole point. That is the whole point that Demon Mama was making in this video. That it would just create unnecessary complications. That it would just exclude people for no reason at all. That is the whole crux of this whole argument. Yeah, you're correct. Yeah.
And Riley to interpret my words with no charitability whatsoever. The substance and content of my work appears to be of no importance, especially with regard to their willingness to claim I am an irresponsible public trans person who should not have a platform to speak. Once again, I urge those who believe that I am somehow irresponsible to analyze my work critically and independently, because these claims could not be further from the truth.
Yeah, I agree.
In addition, the idea that I should be deplatformed simply for disagreeing with Riley after she came on my show and started an argument with me, which I was not comfortable with, is simply outrageous. Finally,
I don't know, it's dumb. I won't argue with anything like that. I just throw it into a trash bin, but that's just me. Well, that's the sad thing, isn't it, Smoky Dora? People with certain beliefs and with platforms can ruin you, you know? Destiny is a huge public figure, so but by bad-mouthing you, he can ruin your reputation. So you basically have no choice but to address it. You cannot ignore it. You cannot just throw it into the bin because huge toxic public figures will just ruin you if you do. Like, this is basically the sad truth of it. You know? Like, this is the sad truth that if you just ignore it and throw it in the bin, big and influential toxic public figures will use it to discredit you and to shun you.
let me address the third claim, that I am a bad faith interlocutor who uses abuse tactics and manipulative language. These terms are all so vague as to be useless. Riley herself, at one point, made an entire video.
Oh no, this not exactly as simple as that. Like, when you listen to a big content creator as a person and you don't have the chance to listen to the other person's side, a toxic person can paint you as some evil person, you know? And you don't have any other source of information, so you don't know if it's true or not. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm the biggest, from what you are saying, I'm the biggest Polish trans streamer, so it is quite small. And the international scene is like huge. Like we're speaking about hundreds of thousands of people watching, you know, or even millions in views. So it's like it can be a big thing and really needs sort of, these kind of things really need discussing. So I think it's fair that the Demon Mama decided to
about how
defend
carelessly
herself.
the term bad faith is tossed around. I would like to note that the core of these claims comes from Destiny, who, in his appearance on Riley's stream, accuses me of using tactics he himself...
And yes, I will have to skip Destiny, because Destiny has been banned for his toxic behavior from Twitch, and Twitch does not tolerate showing creators that have been banned on their platform. Yeah, same. Yeah, same. I hate that as well. I mean, this is what I do, right? To combat people who discriminate.
...to using on other people. Destiny and Riley do not provide substantial evidence of my utilization of any such tactics. I find it very odd indeed that Destiny would attempt to prove that I was being manipulative by pointing out that he is dishonest and manipulative as a conscious tactic.
I see.
This is
oh yeah, so Destiny basically said in that part that he himself sometimes is dishonest. So this is so weird. This is such a weird argument. He basically said that since he can be dishonest, Demon Mama is dishonest as well.
Intentions which he cannot know. He proceeds to coach Riley on how to use these manipulative tactics on others.
Yeah, we're gonna skip that as well. I mean, Destiny is the person who is known recently for having dinner with famous internet Nazis like Nick Fuentes, so... And we're not even getting into the whole Doe thing, Smokey Dora, about how, oh, this is all drama, and the newer drama is even worse. It cannot even be called drama. Demon Mama has a partner called Doe, and Doe uses it and its pronouns, and for half a year, RGR has been accusing Doe of basically promoting sexual abuse, which is a huge accusation and horrible accusation. So, yeah.
Given the history I have truthfully presented in this video, I think it stretches the imagination to claim that I was engaging in any sort of bad faith with Riley. In fact, given how open and vulnerable I was willing to be with her, and how that was interrogated and disrespected, I would argue I engaged in better faith than even Riley herself.
True.
This is especially true when taken in the context of Riley's actions following our debate, which has been to ceaselessly pursue the impugning of my character and my reputation for days while I did not reciprocate whatsoever. This unplanned debate, which I obviously contested to on the spot multiple times, which followed from fun, memey debates about frivolous topics, was neither pleasant nor constructive in my view. And, since the debate happened, a simple analysis of my own actions and Riley's actions will reveal that only one of us intended to carry this.
Well, sadly, this happens, sadly. Like, there's an 8-hour video that goes over everything. And if we had time, if we have some time, one day I will look over that video. But that video is 8 hours long. 2 debates of Riley Grace Rochon against Doe, and the second debate of Riley Grace Rochon versus Vosh. This was a big thing as well.
This issue beyond the night of the debate itself. Riley. Only one of us has monetized the fallout of this event. Riley, who on her 7-hour-plus Wednesday stream was showered in donations, comments, and thousands upon thousands of views from Destiny's community, which was openly promoting her in the chat throughout the day before using the Twitch raid feature to send 2.7 thousand Destiny chatters directly into her channel.
True,
Simply
I remember.
Looking at the staggering difference in views between her usual videos and her maliciously edited video.
Yeah, that is... Yeah, Poland is a very... Poland has a baby trans scene. But, I'm about to make waves. I have plans,
Video on me should reveal the corrupting incentives at play. Nonetheless, I am the one being accused of being bad faith. I am the one being accused of being manipulative. I am the one being accused of abusing the goodwill of the audience at large.
Well, the U.S., I will tell you this Smokey Dora. The U.S. trans scene is basically trans people exist and the lawmakers saying not for long, We know that trans people exist, but not for long because laws are being made to discriminate. And I will tell you more. Polish government is looking at what the US is doing when it comes to discrimination, and they do the same. I have noticed this. The Polish far right is basically copying what the US far right is doing when it comes to discriminating against trans people. We will see. We will see if it will change. I'm not so sure. I think they will want to stay in power. Like, I don't think they care about the democratic process. So it remains to be seen if it will. It remains to be seen, I think the Polish government does not care about the democratic process. Like, I think Poland is on the way to become like Hungary or even Belarus if it had its way, frankly.
I think the evidence here speaks loudly and clearly in my favor, despite the misleading claims of those who orchestrated
So I'm
this
not
drama.
that optimistic
In
when
conclusion,
it comes to
Riley's
that
behavior
topic,
towards me this week has been inexcusably
super
dishonest,
optimistic.
aggressive, and inconsiderate. She has virtually torched her entire core community and ruined the trust many people in her audience once held for her.
True.
And for what? To hurt me? To curry favor from a more powerful streamer?
Yeah. I mean, that's the only
Since
conclusion.
Monday, I have been subjected to a cascade of spurious criticisms, hyperbolic claims backed up with no evidence, and outright transphobia as a result of Riley's actions. I have not participated, This has not been a back and forth. This has not been a squabble between communities. Instead, this has been a one-way campaign of anger, cruelty, and hatred pointed
Yeah.
directly at me. I am tired of this meaningless, dishonest, and toxic discourse. I am tired of the grave emotional toll on our communities and mod teams. I am tired of being lied about so blatantly. I am tired of the hard work I put into my content being obscured by two other streamers' obvious spite and drama.
True.
If you have reached this conclusion and you are unsure about me or my content, I implore you to look for yourself, ideally without the unfair framing of individuals who hate me and who have openly admitted to using manipulative tactics on those that they hate. Thank you, and may this drama burn in
May
hell.
the force be with you.